Hello there, Dave Simpson here from the band Red Giant. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand and all's well in your world. Hello there. If you're new to the channel, hello to you as well. So today's vid, I wanted to talk about our upcoming second single off our debut album. The song is called Why, and it comes out on the 20th of this month. So not this Friday coming, the Friday after is when we're releasing our second single. And Why is one of the most important songs to me that I've ever written. If that makes any sense. Like, it's one of the songs I'm most proud of. And it means a lot to me, like in so many ways. And hopefully it'll mean a lot to you lot out there as well. Especially people who have been through the subject matter of what the song's about, which I'll get to in a minute. So, let me give you a bit of backstory about Why and where it came from. So, Why was a song that I wrote in 2020. And I actually did demo it, and I will be releasing the demo at some point as well. So you will hear the original demo of Why at some point. But I got beamed. I remember getting up one morning and I was beamed this chord progression. Which I'm not going to play I'm not going to play any of, I don't think. I might play a bit, I don't know. Anyway, I was beamed this chord progression. I literally got up, grabbed a guitar, and this chord progression came out, order and everything. And it was just like, well, that's what it does. And I was like, okay. And then that day, I recorded it, got the lyrics, got the vocal melody, got all that done. It's obviously slightly different now to how it was back then. But I did it all in one day, same as Monsters. You know, it was written, recorded, and released on my other YouTube channel in one day, just as a demo. You know, these songs were never supposed to. You know, these were never supposed to be kind of finished products, so to say. And a song is never finished anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you know, any songwriter can tell you that. It's like, you know, well, yeah, you're never happy. You're never kind of like, you know, 100% going, yeah, that song is definitely finished. And Why is even like that now. Why to me is my favourite song on the entire album, but it's still, there's bits where I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that, I wish I'd done this, wish I'd done that. So things are never finished, but you just get on, you know, and things are what they are. So anyway, I recorded it, wrote it that day, and when I first got the chord progression beamed to me, music gave me it, I didn't really know what the song was going to be about. I had no idea what the song was going to be about, and until I got to the lyric part of the song. And as the lyrics started to evolve and come out of the ether, if you will, music beamed them to me. I all of a sudden realised the song was all about being bullied and being beaten down and not being able to do anything about that. So, give you a bit of a backstory. I was bullied a lot at school, like really, really badly, to the point where it became very, very dark, very, very dark period of my life. You know, it took a lot from me. From probably like the age of like 12, maybe 11, I can never be sure, to the age of 15, 16, I was in hell, utter hell. Like, I had no aspirations to go on living, let's just put it that way. Every day I woke up and I was just in pain, physical pain. I didn't want to be. You know, I just didn't want to be. You know, I want any chance I could do. I would try and take my way out, and I tried, and could never do it. It never happened, and much to my upset at the time. It's crazy to think how upset you can get about not being able to end things. I've got to be careful how I word things because of YouTube's stupid word laws. Anyway. So yeah, I was just in hell, and the bullying was pretty merciless. It never really stopped. It was kind of constantly on the go. I was the smallest one in my form, so I was an easy target. I was shy. I like playing computer games. I wasn't interested in the lives that the other people in my class wanted. I just wasn't interested in that. I wanted to do what I do. I've always been quite a, I was that kid who would always play football on his own instead of playing with his friends because he just enjoyed it more. It was a choice. I wasn't a loner because I was a loner by choice. But when I was at secondary school, there was such a pressure put on me to fit in from school, from the teachers, that it cost me a lot of myself. And it's still such a dark stain on my existence, what happened to me at school, so much that I haven't even spoken about yet to anyone. Not even my family knows some of the stuff that happened to me, because I can't actually face it. Some of the things that happened to me, I can't actually face it. It's too much for me to cope with. Like, I've come close to telling people certain things, but I've never gone the whole hog. People know certain things, but not everyone knows the whole story, and not everyone knows exactly what some of the things I went through. And I don't know if they ever will. I don't know if they're just destined to haunt me for the rest of my life. And why the song that's coming out on the 20th is all about that. And I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of the lyrics, especially. And the feel of the song. It's just... The song to me perfectly conveys it. It really does. And I've done an acoustic version of it as well, which is going to come out on the Monday after. So Y will come out on the 20th, then we'll have the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and on the Monday I'm going to release an acoustic version. And I feel it really, like, this song will always be one of my most proudest moments as a songwriter, slash guitarist, musician, singer. This song is one of my proudest moments. It really is, and it means a lot to me, and hopefully it'll mean a lot to you lot out there as well when it comes out. It's not like Monsters. It's not as heavy. It's a lot more of kind of an easy listening song. This one, it's not kind of like a ballad, like I don't know. It's a rock song, but I don't really know how to describe it. But it's very melancholy. It's sad. It's just sad. That's what when my dad heard it, he just said that's a sad song. I'm like, yeah, it is, and it should be for the subject matter. And again, it's very heavy in emotion, not in sound. So yeah, it's quite. It's quite important as an understatement. It's extremely important to me, this song, and it's extremely important for me to get it out. Which is funny, really, because I'll tell you another story about the song Why. So the song Why sat around for ages, as it was always there with me. The original demo was always there with me, and the actual song itself was always there with me, but I was never happy with it. And I was like, it's not there. It's just not there. It's just not there, and it's not the way it should be. And funny enough, when I was deciding songs to bring to this new album, Why was one that I never thought I would do. And I actually bought it to rehearsal one day. I bought it to Karina and John Joe, and I said to them, do you mind, because we were actually going in to demo a song with my friend Ian called Free Me, which is on the new album, and that's a really important song to me as well. But I said to him, do you mind if we record this other song as well? I said, it's not, at the time we were the Dave Simpson Trio, but I said it's not a band song. It's not, it's not Red Giant. It's not one of those. It's a song that I have to do for myself. It's a song I have to record, and the idea was to get a really good recording of it, and basically that was it. I was really adamant, and I was really funny that day at rehearsal with it, because I was like really embarrassed by it, because I thought, oh god, it's a bit, I don't know, it's not like the Trio stuff, and it's not like some of the other Red Giant stuff I've been working on, where it's quite heavy and really heavy and rocky. It's a lot more subdued, but the thing was, like, obviously the song means a lot to me, so I wanted to get a good version of it. Anyway, we started rehearsing it. We ran it a couple of times, but nothing major. And John Joe and Karina liked it so much that they were like, no, I think we should do that. I reckon we should do that. So when we went into the studio to record it, it was there. It was part of the 10, you know, it was part of the album. And when we rehearsed it, I was like, wow, this is actually, it could be really something, this could be something really, really special, you know. And it is. It's turned out to be extraordinarily special, this song, to me. It's one of those songs that to perform and listen to is very, very difficult. Not because it's complex and hard, because it's not. It's all chords. It's only 4 chords long. But it's the subject matter and the lyrics. Because they're written about what I went through, and I know for a fact that lots and lots and lots and far too many other people have been through it as well and are going through it literally as I speak here now. It's heavy to sing and perform. And it gets me really bad. There's a line in the chorus which is, "Let me go, don't hurt me, please." And every time I get to that line, I get a lump in my throat, and it just becomes really, again, it becomes real. And every time I play the song, I relive those feelings, and it breaks my heart of what I went through and what other people are going through with bullying. You know, it really affects me, and it's not fair, and it's cruel, and I'm not going to say it needs to be stopped, because it can't. In my opinion, bullying cannot be stopped. It can probably be calmed, but it can't be stopped. In my opinion, while humans exist, bullying will always be a thing. You know, I don't think there's anything you can do about that. So, but yeah, so like I say, so when we perform this song live, which we will be doing, or I do it on my own on acoustic or whatever, it's heavy. The air gets funny around that song. But that means to me it's doing its job. When I first recorded it, I was like, the lyrics are great and the song's really good, but it's not there. When we recorded it, the first time I heard the finished mix from Peter, I actually broke down in tears. And I still nearly do every time I hear this song. And especially performing it, I really have to focus super hard on not breaking down. Like, ridiculous. I always remember reading an interview with Martin Simpson, who's an amazing guitarist. And he's got a song called, I think it's called Never Any Good, or something like that. It's about his dad. And it's a beautifully gorgeous song. It's all about his dad. And he said in the interview, he says, that's the song where if he looks up at the crowd or anybody else, he'll just break into tears. He'll just burst into tears. So he has to keep his head down. And that's exactly the same as why I have to keep my eyes shut for the entire song. No ifs, buts or maybes. You know, I have to keep my head down. I can't look at anybody during that song because it's too heavy emotionally, you know. But I feel it's an important song with a really important message, you know, because it's from a perspective of somebody who's been bullied and just can't take anymore. They literally just cannot take it anymore. It's breaking point. And no one is immune from being pushed to that. Everyone is capable of reaching that breaking point. Even if you think you're not, even if you think, you know, you're like, nothing will get me. No, there's always going to be something. There can always be something that can get you. It doesn't matter who you are, what you think you are. There can always be something in life that can get you. And why is all about that. And it's exactly the question, why? You know, what did I do to deserve this? Yeah, like I say, the song's super important to me, and again, like, hopefully it'll be important to a lot of you as well. I'm really hoping that it's kind of like, you know, people like it, because again, it means a lot. It means a lot, and again, I know a lot of people have been through this, and it's not even technically if you went through bullying at school. It's bullying in, you know, family, work, friends, whatever. You know, it's the whole gamut of things. You know, I was bullied at school, and a little bit at college afterwards, but I was never. But it shrunk my social circle down to a point where, well, no, it didn't actually. I was still bullied after that as well, so it doesn't make any difference. Like I said earlier on, I believe as long as humans are around, bullying will exist, because there'll always be a reason for somebody to want to put somebody else down. For what reason, I'll never understand. You know, having had it happen to me so extremely. Not just by kids in school, by teachers as well. I was bullied by teachers at school, and you know, I can't cope with it. When somebody says, "Oh, I'm being bullied," it triggers a rage in me that it's hard to control. I can't stand the idea of anyone being bullied. It really, really affects me. So anyway, so let me talk a bit about the song and the style of the song. So, the style of the song, I wanted it to sound like Noel Gallagher and Oasis. The reason for that being was because of the bullying and because of the PTSD that I got from it, and the anxiety disorder and the depression problems I got from being bullied at school and being so young and having to deal with so much that I didn't deserve and didn't need. I don't remember what my childhood felt like. I know that sounds a weird, really, really weird statement, but I don't remember what it was like to be... I don't remember what I felt like before the bullying started. I have memories of my life, obviously, before I was at secondary school being bullied. Like, I remember primary school, I remember going away on family holidays, but I can't feel them. And I never could. From the age of 15 onwards, and it was something that always broke my heart. I would look at pictures of me when I was younger, before it all happened, and I don't remember how it felt. I remember being there. I can remember like being on holiday with family or being with friends or whatever. But I don't remember what it felt like, because it was stolen from me. That feeling was stolen from me through trauma, basically. And when I was being bullied, I didn't listen to music. I didn't do anything. You know, I just didn't want to be. You know, I didn't feel like I'd had enough of everything. I just didn't want to exist. So I stopped doing everything. I didn't really talk to my family. I lied to them. They didn't know what was going on until year 10. Because school had got into my head that if I told anybody I was weak and pathetic, and I thought, if teachers think I'm weak and pathetic, my family will probably disown me or lock me up for being a nut job causing trouble. I didn't want to get into trouble, which is what I was told I would get into if I, you know, kept going down this route. And it was all my fault. The bullying was happening to me because of me. It was my fault. Anyway, apparently. And it wasn't until I was about... Well, it wasn't until I was 15 and I first picked up my sister's guitar and she taught me Smoke on the Water on one string that I started to listen to music again, and I dug out my brother's old Oasis CDs. So I had What's the Story, Morning Glory, and 4 Oasis singles, and I started listening to them again. I got my mum bought me a CD player, and I started listening to music again. And when I listen to Oasis, even now, it's the closest I get to how it felt when I was a kid. You know, that feeling. When I hear songs like Underneath the Sky or Rocking Chair or Hello or What's the Story, Morning Glory or whatever, I can almost feel me, the me I lost, the me that was taken from me. I can almost feel that Dave. And it's the closest I get. And it brings me comfort. You know, those songs, Be Here, the album Be Here Now and What Story, Morning Glory, and like I say, some of those B-sides as well, like Talk Tonight and stuff. So when the time came to refine why, to get it to the point where I'm like, this needs to mean everything to me. This song needs to mean everything to me. I can't just go, yeah, that'll do. This bit didn't quite get it, but you know, it's pretty much there. I needed why to be right. I needed it to be right. And so I sat down with my acoustic guitar and I just went, it needs to be like an Oasis song. You know, I need it to be like that 90s Britpop-y kind of thing with that rocky edge. Because when I hear it, it'll remind me of the me that once was. And it'll give me comfort. And that's what I wanted from the song. I wanted it to be like a purging process. You know, I wanted to be able to, every time I sing it and play it, things just get a little bit easier. And I thought, well, I need to do it in that way then. So what I did is I was like, right, well, how would Noel play it? So I immediately went for the Oasis chords, you know, with the sus things, and I was like, it doesn't feel right. It does not feel right. So I took my little finger off and had the open high E. Still very Oasis-esque, still very Noel. But I was like, that's the sound, that's the verse. It's just sad. And it's just everything, it's hanging there and it doesn't... I was just like, that is the feel of the song right there. And that's the first chord. The song's actually in standard tuning. This guitar's in E flat, but song's in standard tuning. Anyway, the chord progression is this C sus chord, D sus chord, and then E minor sus chord. And again, it's just this picking pattern. And I was just like... And just playing those chords... It was like a blanket. It was like a warm blanket. And all of a sudden I was like, that's this song. That's what this song needs to be. It needs to be in that style. It has to be in that style. So I just started refining it around that concept. And fitting the lyrics to it properly and finding out where I can sing it better. Initially I was doing it in E flat. It didn't really work vocally for me for where my voice sits, so eventually I moved it to E standard, you know, just standard tuning, and I was like, there it is, you know, I can sing it there. That's where it needs to be. So, and I was just like, once I'd finished it and like, you know, I knew where I was going with it, and we rehearsed it a couple of times, and I knew where we were going with it. I was just like, I cannot wait to hear the finished version of this. I wasn't prepared for the finished version of it, and how, like I say, it made me. I broke down in tears when I heard it, because I was just like, this is just so perfect to what I wanted it to be. And with the lyrics and the melody and everything, I was just like, this is what Why always should have been. Like I said, I'll release the original demo to let you hear that at some point. But like I say, the version that's on the Red Giant album now is spot on. It really is. And again, like I say, there are bits of it where I'm like, oh, I didn't quite get this right, and I missed that bit, and I wish I'd done this, and I wish I'd done that. But you know what I mean? Like I say, nothing's ever finished, and and this is no exception to that. But yeah, so it came out that way because of, like I say, it takes me back to a time that I can't feel unless I'm hearing that style. So it meant everything to me to get it right, and in that kind of style, that, that 90s Britpoppy rock style. And it was one of those things where I just kept asking myself, like, what would Noel do? What would Noel do? Like, how would he do this, and how would he do that, and where would he go with this, and where would he go with that? And it's funny because, like, it was almost like I was, like, taken over, really, because it was kind of quite a lot different to the demo version now, really. What the demo version was is not what Why is now. And I don't really like the demo version. I never really did. It never conveyed the emotion right, or the sentiment of it right. And so, and then, like, there was just bits where, like, I scrapped some of the lyrics because I was like, no, they don't need to be there. It needs to be this, it needs to do that, da 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 da. Anyway, we were rehearsing it, and John Joe goes, are you going to put a guitar solo in it? Because there wasn't a guitar solo. There was no guitar solo. And John Joe goes, are you going to put a guitar solo in it? I was like, no. He goes, you need to. And I was like, I don't really want to. He goes, you need to do a guitar solo in this song. And I was like, very begrudging. I was like, I don't want to do a guitar. I really didn't want to do a guitar solo in the song. Anyway, John Joe convinced me, and so I did. And it's not a short one. It's not a monster's guitar solo. It's quite a long solo, and it was just improvised on the spot. The album version, and it's just it's good. I feels weird saying something I did is good. I still have a problem with that. I hate saying anything I do is good. It makes me feel dirty and wrong inside. But the whole song, I'm just so proud of it. Like, the way the guitars are, the solo, the bass line, the drums, the backing vocals, the lyrics, the production, the mixing, everything about the song is spot on. I'm so proud of it, I can't even begin to explain. So, yeah, I wanted to do a little video before it came out, just explaining and talking a bit about why. And why is my favourite song on the album, and I think always will be. I'm so proud of every song on the album, but why? Because of its meaning and its lyrical content and the way it is, I think will always be, to me, one of my most proudest moments in music. And I just don't think I can. I don't know how to really say any more than that. I'm so proud of it. It does everything I wanted it to do initially when I wrote the song. And hopefully that emotion comes across. Hopefully when you hear it next Friday, you can read the lyrics. If you've been there, you'll understand. If you haven't been there, then hopefully you'll understand as well. I don't know many people who haven't been bullied at some point in their life and can't and won't be able to relate. I mean, maybe not to the literal end of it. Like not to the point of like, you know, maybe, you know, not everyone's been pushed to that limit of like where you literally want it to just stop by any means necessary, including the end of you, which is what I wanted. But yeah. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, I hope this video's made some kind of sense. I hope it doesn't put anybody off listening to the song next Friday. This hasn't been the most easy video to make. I've got to be honest with you. I've struggled actually to do this video. I thought it'd be a lot easier than this, but I'm actually really struggling. You can probably tell by the fact I'm not looking at the camera. The reason I don't look at the camera sometimes in these kind of videos is because it wells me up. I have to keep distracting myself by looking around my room, and so I can talk unconsciously without getting all emotional. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been somewhat informative and somewhat interesting. And again, I hope like I say, I hope it hasn't put anybody off listening to Why. I hope when it comes out next Friday, kind of like, you know, you'll give it a chance. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you again very soon for another video. I've no doubt. I am going to teach Why. It's not the hardest song to teach. Like I say, it's 4 chords, but I will teach the guitar solo. It's very simple, but that's the point of it. It was never going to work being complex and crazy riffs and this, that, and the other. It was all about, the song had to feel right. It had to feel right, you know, and it had to sound right. It wasn't about trying to go, oh, I can get this riff in, or I can do this, or I can do that, or I can do this technique, or I can do that technique. It was like, this needs to be as simple and as to the point as it possibly can to get this point across. Because simply the point is, people who have been bullied badly, and even, you know, this is a reality to them. It was my reality for about 4 or 5 years straight, and still not over it now. You know, I'm 38 years old, and it started when I was 12 or 11. I can never remember exactly when, you know, it really ramped up, but I was probably, I always want to say I was 12, but I'm 38 now, and it still affects me to this day, and I always struggle with it. Anyway, like I say, I hope there's something in there. Anyway, I hope this video's made some kind of sense. I do apologise if it's just like blood nonsense, but hopefully, like I say, it just gives the song a bit of a backstory and a bit of a kind of what it's about. Because, like I say, this song's really important to me, and it's really important for me to It's really important to me for people to understand the message I'm trying to convey with the song. I do not want that message to get lost. I really don't want that message to get lost with this song. This song is really important, you know, to me, to get this thing across. It really is, and I don't want to get that lost, hence why I'm doing this video. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and I'll see you again. Goodbye now. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and 20th of September. Why? See you later.